How to learn to perceive money as energy. I'm sure you've all heard so many times that money is energy, everything is energy, but if you're struggling trying to apply this idea to real life situations, then I hope this video will help you to understand why is it so hard to grasp this idea of money being energy and how to actually do it. And in my specific case, it was not until I became a human portal that I actually understood what it meant um, to perceive money as energy. And all my spiritual work up until that moment, I was just trying to grasp and trying to make sense of the words that I was hearing from all of my teachers and reading in like these wonderful books telling me that, okay, trust, release, don't worry, surrender, and everything will come. Everything is just energy, and it's all about your state of mind. I was reading those words, I was hearing it from my teacher, but there was always something that was not just quite sitting like down, like something that I was still missing. Like it felt like something just doesn't make sense, something doesn't match because I was listening to my teacher, for example, telling me money is energy, but then I was observing his behaviors with his work, and if some of his clients or students wouldn't pay or wouldn't pay in time, at least he would get mad, and that just didn't make sense to me. Or also in some examples where I saw like some really powerful shamans telling me about money being energy, but then I saw them setting really, really, really high prices for their work, and that was just like I felt something is missing in this whole picture. And this is what I've discovered throughout my research and my spiritual work, that my teachers were missing this basic understanding or basic differentiation between the energy exchange with the source and the earth, the planet, and the energy exchange between people. So this vertical energy exchange and horizontal. And a lot of people just don't grasp the difference. So energy is energy either way, like vertical or horizontal, it's still energy. So in that sense, like saying that energy, like everything is energy, money is energy, that's true. So this way it's energy, that way it's energy. But what it was not making sense to me, and maybe that's what you've also experienced, is when I saw people who are actually living in their life, real life, working through these horizontal pipes, meaning still being involved in the energy exchange on the horizontal plane, when these people are talking about the energy exchange with the source and with earth, that's where I found, okay, this is what was not matching. That's what felt off when I was listening to these teachings and these teachers, because they were talking from the standpoint of conditional love exchange. I will love you more, you'll give me this much. I love you less, you'll give me less. Conditional love, trying to impress, trying to dominate, and the more I impress, the more I receive. This is the exchange on the horizontal plane from human to human. And people who are involved in this exchange and live, their consciousness is fully like functioning on this level, even when they talk about energy from source and all that, it just feels off, it just feels wrong, because like if you're listening to those teachers, you would feel like something feels off even if you don't understand it like mentally, but energetically you will feel like something is missing. Like, yeah, I get the point, I hear the message, but just something feels off. And this is what feels off. I'm explaining that this difference between vertical channel in which you live, or horizontal exchange in which you still participate. So if you stand one foot here, one foot there, when you talk about everything being love, everything being God, energy, it just feels kind of fake because that's not where you actually resonate. Your actual resonance is not fully aligned with the source and earth. It is partially aligned with this need to survive, need to depend on people for survival. So you put like higher prices and for your work and so on. So that was the explanation that I was actually getting from my teachers, was that you have to value your work. Like, you shouldn't just be doing helping everyone for free. You should be setting prices and setting them high because you value your work. Your work is important. The value should be high. And I try to follow that route, and I try to set prices for my one-on-one sessions, for example, as like high as I felt comfortable at that moment. But something again was going wrong because I was getting, like, there were some people sometimes coming to me who could not afford my sessions because the price was high for them. But I felt these people are actually ready for a shift. They're fully ready to be integrated into the planet's consciousness, and they just need just little push, just little help from me. But my price tag is now too high for them. But then I would get also on the other side, I would get really wealthy people for whom this price is like nothing. They spend more, like overnight in a nightclub, they spend like 10 times more. So for them to pay this price is nothing. So they pay me, but they don't really value this work that much because for them this price is nothing. So I got like, that's where I got like, I started questioning, like, okay, like what my teachers are telling me, yeah, there is some truth. Okay, I value my work, but how much do I value? Okay, I value it, like, for these people, for wealthy, I would put price even higher because, like, how come they don't value my work enough? But for those who are ready and they don't have that much money right now, like, is it like, I don't really feel comfortable just like letting them go because I want to help them. They seem much more valuable for the planet. And that's where I was questioning, how much do you value your work? And this is where I got to this level of realization that numbers, valuing yourself in terms of numbers, is a part of this horizontal mentality, horizontal exchange, like from someone to someone. Like, I need to impress you more, and I put more. Like, you pay me more. So this exchange depends uh, mainly on two parameters: necessity to impress and necessity to dominate. So these two main topics I had to work with, and maybe you note them, and there's some stuff there to work with. But these are the principles of this horizontal energy exchange, horizontal money exchange. And for there, you do have to put a number, a price, a value. But when I came to the level, as I said, to like that level of alignment with myself, and like maximum alignment that I'm currently capable of, and when I reached that level of alignment, I got more like deeply integrated into the planet's consciousness, and planet actually received more access to my consciousness to use it for the planet's needs. And what are the needs of the planet? Like, how does this work look like? Like, what does it look like to be a human portal? Basically, most of my work is done at night because during the day my consciousness is using the body, or the body is using the consciousness. So it's pretty much busy. So my task is to stay as aligned as I can possibly be during the day, or during uh, certain long enough amount of time so that by the time I go to bed, my consciousness can be free. Like if there is no stress in my life, there's no stress in me, if I'm balanced, I'm aligned, then when I go to bed, my body can actually sleep. And when my body is resting, sleeping, like my soul doesn't have to be solving something there over the body can actually rest. And then the soul can be free. And then the planet has access to use the soul or the consciousness, whatever you call it, for its own needs, its own tasks. And in my case, majority of my work for the planet is in receiving astral attacks. Like there's a lot of stuff going on the astral plane all the time, and when there is like new energy coming into the planet's field, and that new energy comes like with like these bursts of energy coming towards the planet, and for the planet to receive that new energy, that burst of energy, which is usually like perceived as like black energy because it's very dense, it's new, unknown, undeciphered yet, so very condensed and new energy flying towards the planet. That's when the planet needs people like me to be there at the point where that energy is going to be coming to meet it. So my task is for my consciousness to, like, while my body is sleeping, my consciousness is taken to those spots on the planet where there is arrival of new energy, like new energy, like flying in. We call it like astral attacks or astral wars, just because that new energy is like appears to be black because it's new, unknown. It's just flying, something is flying towards us, and someone has to be there to meet it. So that's my duty, that's my work. I'm supposed to be there to meet it with open chest. So to let it fly towards me, and as I catch it, my task is to think as fast as I can possibly think, to decipher the intention of this, like what is the intention behind this energy, like to break this energy down. So I catch it, I let it hit me, and when it hits me, my work is to decipher it as fast as I possibly can, to break that energy down. And if I can break it down, I have a chance to transmute it. So that energy hits me, I decipher and transmute it, as much of it as I can. What I cannot transmute flies through me, and then people who are behind me, I'm not alone on these astral tasks. There's a whole team working, but my specific duty is to be up front and meet that strike, decipher as much as I can. Whatever is not deciphered passes through me, and then the girls who are behind me, most of them are girls, at least in this team that I'm working with. These beautiful ladies are, their task is to fight off whatever flies through me. They're supposed to fight with that. And this is the key. There are people on this planet who are participating in this astral work, who are guarding the planet and helping like to deal with this energy on these astral wars and all these fun events that we're going through together. But we have all of us have different functions. This is why I'm explaining. My role is to be the portal, is to be become like a black hole, to open up whatever flies into me, catch it, and digest as much of it as I can. Whatever is not digested will fly through me. But my task is to receive the hit, receive this strike, receive this impact, and decipher, to understand the intention of this sender of this energy. So our roles are different, even though all of these people who are sleeping in their homes as well, and their consciousness is participating in this task with me. They're all spiritually evolved and developed, and each one of these ladies is a spiritual teacher, and they can actually teach a lot. And they're like, some of them are really powerful healers in like real life. But the fact that you have access to astral realm or to this spiritual work does not mean that we're all equal in this work. Some of us have ability to receive this impact. This requires specific preparation and work, ability to decipher fast and not to be afraid of the impact. So that's my part. But my partners on this team are unable to do this. Isn't like this is the key why I'm giving this breakdown, is that you can have met on your path some spiritual teachers who are gifted and spiritually advanced and have like healing powers and really have like high level of development of consciousness, but they are fighters, because these ladies on my team, they are warriors, and they're very good warriors. They are like they are good at it and they love it, and that's what their mission is. In my case, I am not designed for fighting, even though I can fight, but I can be useful for better things, more complicated tasks. So in this case, in real life, these ladies, being spiritual teachers and guides and healers, they do not have the level of alignment necessary to be a portal, and they're not able to perceive certain things the way that a portal does. How is this related to the topic of money? As I said, I was able to perceive money as energy only after I became a portal. Up until then, I was still struggling with this, like matching, like how is this value, how much, well, like how is this valuable, or exchange, people, me, energy, money, survival. I couldn't fully match it, like get it to work properly. And this is what I observe on the people on my team, even though they're like them being very advanced and spiritually developed, they are unable to perceive money as energy. They are struggling with this understanding because it is directly linked to their ability to perceive a paradox. Like black and white, black is white, feminine is masculine, bad is good. Like to be able to perceive two ends of this one stick, two poles, two opposites, because in this case, when we talk about money and energy, we're talking about two opposites, like the least dense energy thing, like the least dense thing, and the most dense thing. The most dense being the money, the physical things we can buy with money, which we feel we require for our survival. So this is the most dense, and energy being the least dense. Like how do we match black and white, top and bottom? That's why people can be spiritual but still not being able to grasp and embody the principle of unconditional love or unconditional sharing and exchange of wisdom or energy or whatever. So this is for those who are questioning, like, why doesn't it make sense? Why am I struggling trying to make sense of this? It is because you might be hearing this idea of money being energy from people who are not living yet in the money being energy, in the vertical exchange. Source, planet. But they're still living. They know about it, but they're mostly still living in daytime, day life, living in this people to people, person to person exchange. That's why you hear them talk and it like doesn't match, because they cannot show the example. And this is what I'm going to try to do in this video. I'm going to try to show you an example how it's done, and the level of alignment that I've achieved throughout my work as a portal, and being able to, because only at that level of alignment I was able to actually release control and surrender. And that is like a paradox, that only when I surrendered did I actually become a portal. But only when I became a portal, I was actually able to surrender. So which one you do first? Up to you. But the idea is that there is levels of alignment. You can be advanced and developed, but still not willing yet, or not ready to fully switch off from this horizontal exchange. And in those cases where, for example, you have some dependence, if you have kids, for example, and or other people that you have to take care of, it will be even harder for you to switch off these pipelines, this exchange. It's much easier to do when you're all by yourself and you can let everyone else deal with themselves. Then it's much easier to align. But in my case, my work, as I said, my main job for the planet is being this portal, receiving impact of new energies coming to the planet on the astral plane, receiving that impact, digesting, deciphering as much as I can. And this work takes most of my energy. So what happens like during such a hard-working night? In the morning I wake up, my body is fully rested and fresh and feeling great, but my consciousness is usually like scattered, because after receiving that impact, it does affect me. It does. For a while I feel like I need some time to gather like pieces of myself back together, even though my body is perfectly fine, like it gets all the perfect rest that it needs. But my consciousness being used by the planet sometimes gets a little bit abused by the planet, because it gets sometimes impacted and scattered. And for a while I'm unable to formulate thoughts. So this is the reason why sometimes I disappear. And when you ask me questions under the videos, please do not delete them if I do not reply right away, because I've seen some of you like seeing that I don't reply to your message for a while, then you delete it. Please don't do that. If I don't reply the message, it means your message requires thinking, and I might be just out of one of those astral battles, and I might not be able to think. So if I see messages, for example, which are like there are questions which are really easy for me to answer. For example, if I know the answer, I'll just type it. I don't need to think. But if your question requires formulating thoughts or thinking, then I will postpone it. I will not mark it with a heart or anything, because that way it stays on my screen. That's why I don't mark it. Please do not think that I'm ignoring you on purpose or something. I'm giving myself time to align, and when I'm aligned, I will formulate the answer. I will reply. Same with those who are in personal, like on email or on Instagram talking to me. If I don't reply for a while, it means that my consciousness is scattered, and I sometimes need a few days, sometimes weeks, to gather ability to think and formulate thoughts. So my main job is not this. My main job is not to share knowledge, to bring wisdom to the planet. My main job is to receive the astral hits and decipher that information and understand the intention behind that attack. That's my main job. That takes my time and energy. Whatever time and energy is left after that, I have this freedom to like spend it freely, like for example on sharing my information with you, and this information is what I've deciphered through those attacks usually, because like when I decipher it, I don't take it with me. It's not with me. Whatever I decipher, I leave it in the planet's consciousness. So it's in the field of the planet. And if you are able to connect to the planet's consciousness, you can receive that information without me. But I do spend my free time this way, formulating those thoughts that are already in the planet's consciousness, deciphered. They're flying around. And what I do when I sit down to record a video, I grab them back and I formulate them into some verbal structures to share them with you. So that is, and the purpose of this work is mostly to prepare you to become portals one day. So this work I'm doing is not to make your lives better or to help you, or this work here is for the planet. Once again, my main job is for the planet. That primary function I mentioned. Secondary function is to sometimes formulate some of those thoughts that I've deciphered. I don't carry all of them with me. I just throw them out. And sometimes when I decipher them, I share them with people. And in order for you to be able to, like, my task is to help you align with yourself and connect to the planet. So like you don't have to wait till I teach you everything and share with you everything I know. My task is to teach you to tune to the planet as soon as you can, possibly, to align yourself and connect to the planet and to the field directly, so that you don't need me here like babysitting you for the rest of your life, and you don't need me to teach you things, everything about like every topic and all the tarot and all the like. You don't need me to do that. My task is not to do that. My task is to help you align, to show you example of alignment, so that you can tune to my frequency and that you can connect to the planet by yourself. And when you do, these questions of like energy exchange and so on, they become obvious, like answers become obvious to you when you connect. So with this video, I was planning to give you an example of my relationship with money, so that you can use it for like attuning yourself to this understanding of money as energy. So my relationship, I demonstrate it by sharing everything I know here online for free, and not planning to create, for those who are asking if I'm planning to give online courses later somewhere else on, like, I'm not planning to do that, because my task is to share until you align. And if I can do it here, somebody's listening, good enough for me. Those courses that I was teaching in the past, I was teaching because I did not have a platform to talk to people yet. So I was gathering like small groups. I was feeling more comfortable with smaller audiences, and I was sharing this until they get aligned. And I don't need to do that anymore, because I have a platform where people are listening. That's good enough for me. And if you're feeling like that this information is helping you, I'll be happy if you send me something to express your gratitude. I'll enjoy that. But I'm not doing this for you, and I'm not doing it for your gratitude. I'm doing it for the planet. And this is the key. If you understand what true alignment is, you'll understand that planet is always a more reliable source of wealth and abundance and well-being than any human can possibly be. even if you fully trust someone and you rely on someone, there's always a chance that they just go outside the door and get hit by a car. And people are generally unreliable. So this kind of horizontal exchange of wealth or abundance or love or whatever, any horizontal exchange is unreliable, simply because people are, first of all, mortal and generally unreliable. So planet, much more reliable. And it does pay off to work for the planet. And I can be like a living example for you to attune if you wish to understand how can someone actually live and not try to sell your energy to the people. Because I am in relationship with the planet, my one-on-one work is organized in such a way that I do not set a price for the work. For those who are asking for my one-on-one sessions, thank you very much for waiting for so long. I've been postponing this conversation, and because I'm not, as you can see, I'm not very eager to take on more work, because like for me, nothing really changes. I'm doing my best already. Just by fighting those battles, I'm already doing my best. Then by recording these videos, I'm already doing my best. There is no possible way that if you pay me more, I'll do better. Or like if you will go do some paid courses, will I perform better? No, I'm doing my best already. So don't pay me, just enjoy these videos for free. And for those who want one-on-one work, my request is to find your alignment first, because this whole project is just about alignment. And it's an example and way, like everything I do here is to teach you to align with yourself and with the planet. So for one-on-one work, if you want to write me, you can write either to my email or to my Instagram. And I ask you to tell me about yourself and tell me about your, like, what you're struggling with and what you want to receive my help with. And when I receive your message or email, what I will determine from your message is your level of alignment. That's all I care about, how aligned you are. Not what you can do or how old you are or how much money you can pay me. Alignment is the only thing that I care about. If I see that you're aligned and if I see that you're just like very, very, very close to just hooking onto, like just connecting to the planet, if I see that, and if I see that you've already done your work and that you just need this just little push, just this last initiation or first initiation, if you just need this assistance to shift, you're ready, you've done your work, you're ready for a shift. If I see that in your message, I will write you that I'm ready to work with you. And after that, it is your task to determine the value of this work. This is the key of understanding money as energy. I allow you to determine the worth of this exchange. Because on my side, nothing is going to change anyway. I'm going to perform my best. Everything I can give, I'll give. Because I'm serving the planet and the planet is controlling me pretty well. So this is what I do, and I do it to the best of my ability anyway. And on my side, my only thing to do is to determine from your message if you're aligned enough or not. That's all I care about. If I see you're aligned, I throw the ball at you, and then you have to decide your amount of expectation from this work. This is the key. Because it is not about the amount you're gonna pay. It's not about the price. Because for me, this work is priceless. This wisdom that I'm sharing and this knowledge To me, it's priceless because I've paid for this knowledge with my whole life, and not just this life, but many lifetimes I'm doing this. So there's no possible price tag that I can put on this work. For me, it's priceless. But for you, you have to determine your own this importance of this work for you. How valuable is this work for you? What are your expectations from me? How much value are you expecting to receive from this interaction? This is something I want you to learn, not just about this interaction with me, but as general, your interaction with the world and with people, with your, I don't know, like family members, your co-workers, your partners. If you can just understand this main principle of energy exchange, where in horizontal exchange, we have to always, like, there is no way to to avoid tricking each other in the horizontal exchange, because we always want to get more and receive less, so that our balance is like positive. So this is the point of the horizontal exchange. We always want to make sure that we receive more than we give. This is the whole point of the horizontal exchange. And you have to make a choice. Do you want to exchange with me horizontally? Then you determine the price of me and you give me that amount. And I don't care how much it is, because I am not going to participate in horizontal exchange with you anyway. Because my whole exchange is vertical with the planet only. The work I'm doing is for the planet. I am serving the planet. I'm not serving you. Even if I work with you, I don't serve you. I serve the planet still. And my salary will come from the planet. I don't care if you give me that money or the planet just sends me, just from some random source, sends me that compensation anyway. I know how this whole system works. I know that I will be paid if I just stay aligned and I'll do my best. And your main task, like, to learn in this whole interaction, that not just with me, with the world and with the people in general. If you try to connect with people, you will always have to try to trick them. That's the whole idea of horizontal exchange. You have to impress and dominate, impress and dominate. Topic for another discussion, those two mechanisms. But if you understand that alignment means understanding that it has to be you relating with the planet, you relating with the source, you relating with you. So to be aligned, you have to ask yourself, who are you? What do you want? Why do you want this? Why do you want this from this teacher? If you just answer these questions only, you will already get some alignment. Maybe you don't even need my help already at that point, and you don't need to write me anymore. If you just get that amount of alignment, just to determine what do you want. If you determine that, maybe you'll just be able to just go and find it already. But if you still want my help, then you have to understand that if you're asking me for help, first point of alignment is by sending me a request. You're expressing trust in me and my abilities. If you're expressing trust, it means that you are going to surrender to my knowledge and to the wisdom that I'll be sharing with you. And if you surrender, you have to determine, like, how ready are you to actually work at surrender? How much do you expect to shift from this? How much do you value this work? That's where you should determine your number, the price. This is where the main lesson comes. How you can one day learn how to interact with this world, with this universe, through understanding of money being energy. That it's all just about your alignment. It's all just about you being true to yourself. You knowing who you are, you knowing what you want, you knowing how much you're ready to do or give for what you want to receive. Because this alignment requires your like honesty, that you are not trying to trick someone that you are dealing with. Because I'm willing to help you if you're on, like you're fully aligned and your truth is that you don't have money right now and you really need my help. You're welcome. You can just write me and describe your situation. And if I feel that you're really aligned and you're really ready for this shift, and if having no money is your truth, I'm perfectly fine with it. Planet will compensate. I don't care. But if you're like you're at zero and you try to impress me and you borrow somewhere and you try to send me, don't do that. Please do not try to impress me. Tell me the truth. Whatever the truth is, tell me the truth. If you try to impress me, what happens is that you're squeezed, you're not aligned, you're scattered, and you want to receive my help. I'll try to give you information, but your consciousness will not be able to hold it because you're scattered, you're not aligned. Like all my efforts will be for nothing. You will not hold any of it. You listen, you'll enjoy the conversation maybe. 5 minutes later, it will all be erased from your memory. So don't make me work for nothing. Do not try to impress me, because later, like, you'll see that you're not learning, you'll panic, you'll come and try to squeeze that knowledge out of me. I don't want to experience that. So do not try to impress. But if your truth is like aligned with your intention, you will be able to like honestly answer like what you want to receive and what you're willing to give for it. Because if you try to trick me, understand that you're not tricking me, you're tricking the planet. The planet will scan your intentions, and whatever you tricked me with, whatever is the amount where you tricked me, the planet will cut from you. So why waste my time and your time and double the work? Because planet will pay me anyway. That's why I do not need to control how much you have. I do not need to control how much you give me. I do not need to worry about all that, because I know how the system works. I know that my only task is to just be aligned and just do my work to the best of my ability. I'm doing it anyway because I love this work, that this is who I am. I'd be doing it even if no one ever paid me. So that's an advice for those who are searching for your life mission or life purpose. Find something that you would be doing even if no one would ever pay you for it. For me, this is this work. I'd be doing it if no one ever paid me. That's why I can be aligned. And that's why I know and I've seen how well this planet is taking care of me. So that's why I trust that whoever tries to do me wrong or whoever tries to steal from me, the planet will deal with them. I don't need to worry. My only task is to stay aligned and do my best. So this is how relationship with money looks when you are aligned. And trust me, I live like this for many years, and so far I'm pretty healthy and not starving. So the world is taking care of me, and for me this is much more fun than participating in this competitive energy and trying to impress you and dominate. If you want, we'll discuss that in a separate video, but this one was about my one-on-one work and understanding of money as energy. I hope it helped in a way, at least. I'll see you again in my next video.